We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here with my brother Tim, and today, NFL Week 5. We got a full slate of NFL. We do have one game going on right now, and we got two baseball games for the ALDS. We look potentially at Houston Astros punching the first ticket to the championship series, looking for the sweep over the White Sox. We get Tampa Bay and Boston. Every other series here is tied 1-1, other than Houston and Chicago. So looking at this, should be an interesting slate. But before we get into today's slate, we have to take a look back at what happened yesterday. I did not cash on the Brewers. I had the Dodgers first 5. That one cashed. And then for college, I'm trying to remember which ones we gave out. We gave out Texas plus 3.5. And I would love for you guys to try to find a worse beat this year than the Texas Longhorns plus the 3.5 points. That was pretty brutal. And then we had, I'm trying to remember what plays we gave out because we deleted them off here. But I know we went 5-2 on college football yesterday. We lost on Southern Miss, but we did hit on North Texas. We hit on Iowa -2. And I can't remember the other place.
UMass.
Yeah, UMass won the toilet bowl yesterday. Over
Air Force.
Air Force, thank you. And Georgia.
There you go.
There we go. So overall, good day for college football on the free picks. Overall, my entire college football slate was not good.
Mm-hmm.
But we get NFL today. Super excited about that. Tim, how was your day yesterday?
Oh yeah, it was pretty much the same. I read the board awful yesterday. It was not a good day. I think out of my 6 Counter-Strike bets, I hit one of them. A lot of upsets yesterday that I did not expect. Then college football, we went 6-9 for our premium, so not necessarily good. Just a couple of things that didn't go our way, like Michigan missed by half a point. Wake Forest could have been able to convert that one. That one was close, and then Syracuse scored at the end of the game, and then Texas. So we could have easily flipped that around and have a 9-6 day. Unfortunately, sometimes it just doesn't go our way. And then for baseball, I was on the Brewers and I was on the Giants again. So took 2 L's in baseball. Hopefully we get a better day today. Already starting off the day. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit of a sweat. I have the under in that Jets game. So we'll see how that goes. And,
and I have the Atlanta Falcons money line, so that's looking good.
Well, I did put my plays in this.
Yeah, and also talking about money lines, who had Texas A&M last night?
I didn't, but yes, roll tears. I'm so happy they lost. I was following the game while we were at the ECU hockey game, just watching like Alabama might lose, guys. Alabama lost.
Yeah,
and they only dropped to 5th. So
I mean, it's Alabama. So, but before we get into today's slate, let's take a look at the chat. Kicking it off here. JETS. Suck. All right, cool. We got that out of the way. Why are you doing this to me? We have a ton of different football jerseys, Terry. So NFL Sunday is finally here. Let's get that let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button, people. He says, I see that Jets jersey, Tim.
It's an older one. I got Chris Ivory.
Air Force -5 and the under. My Ole Miss was a bad one, though. That Ole Miss game was crazy.
That it was.
UMass loved it. Yes. I forgot that the Atlanta game started early. I wanted to take Atlanta in the under. It is all good.
17-0.
A lot of upsets yesterday in college football. Yeah, we had Boise State over BYU.
There was a couple of sizable underdogs that lost. I know Bowling Green was -500.
Toledo was -500.
UNC was 800. Alabama was 1,800.
That's right. Yesterday was not the day for. There were so many landmines if you tried to money line parlay everything.
Oh, yeah.
What other? I'm trying to remember what else happened. Yeah, nothing else super crazy happened. But yeah, there was some pretty big and 10-point underdogs in ECU almost won that game straight up. They gave up a touchdown with like 20 seconds to go. So yeah, since the Atlanta fumble, Jets are playing better now. He has 3rd and 9 currently. I have this on my other screen. Teams with massive points yesterday in football. Some of them won straight up. Some of them came close. Yeah. Hot Iowa, yes. I personally got it at -3. Our premium, I think, was -2 on it. So that was a good cash for us there over on the premium sides of things. So yeah, great comeback. That just proves Iowa's a team that Iowa's legit this year. I believe Iowa, their defense makes them legit. And what's up? Well, what's up, bros? Sunday Money Day. What you thought about the fight?
What fight?
There was a fight? UFC? I think, Marina Rodriguez won a unanimous decision against Mackenzie Dern. My boy Earle Twins, let's get back on track today. Let's get it. And let's start getting back on track here with some baseball. Tampa Bay Rays are at the Boston Red Sox here. We'll touch on the 2 baseball games first, and then we'll move on to the football. I know you guys love the football, but we're just going to touch on these 2 baseball games real quick. We get American League Divisional Series Game 3, tied 1-1. Last game was an absolute demolition of the Boston Red Sox over the Tampa Bay Rays. We're getting Drew Rasmussen taking on Nathan Eovaldi. We saw Eovaldi last in that American League wildcard game. You can get the Boston Red Sox for around a -115, +115 run back here on the Tampa Bay Rays. Where are you looking at for this game?
Yeah, I'm going to be one of those advocates to, if you're betting a team, stay on them the entire time. I'm back on Tampa Bay today. Even with Rasmussen versus Eovaldi, I do think that the Red Sox have a slight pitching advantage, and they're at home. But when it comes to it, I'm getting the Rays now at plus money. They're plus 105, so it's kind of one of those spots where it's like I can't avoid taking that. It's a really good line there. I know they're in Fenway now, but this Tampa Bay Rays team is a really good road team as well. I'm going right back to them. Take Tampa Bay money line against the Boston Red Sox today. Get it plus money. They're gonna win the series, so they got to win at least one game at home.
On the road, yeah. I agree on that one there. Looking at these pitchers, Drew Rasmussen's 4-1 this season with a 2.84 ERA, a 1.08 WHIP. He has 73 strikeouts and 25 walks and 76 innings pitched. On the other side, Nathan Eovaldi was 11-9 this season with a 3.75 ERA, a 1.19 WHIP. He struck out 195 batters and walked 35 in 182 1/3 innings. His last start against the New York Yankees, he did go 5 1/3 innings pitched, allowed only 1 earned run on 4 hits. He struck out 8 batters, and he looked really good in that start. Looking at this game, we do get a really good road team in Tampa Bay, which was 48-33 on the road this year. So they were very good on the road. I think only the Brewers had a better road record than them on the road at 50-31, 53-28 for the Giants. So they had the best road record in the American League, and I expect that to pay dividends here for these Tampa Bay Rays. I took them first 5 at plus 100. You can now get plus 105 for them. I think the Rays, I have futures on the Rays. I really like them to win this series. I like them to win the pennant. And I think this is a good Rays team that should take care of business today and get the win in Fenway.
Yeah, why not?
Moving on here, Houston Astros, Chicago White Sox here. White Sox are around -115, -120, around 105, 110 run back here with the Houston Astros. Total of 8.5 in this game. Luis Garcia, Dylan Cease, your pitching matchup here. Looking at these 2 pitchers, we have Luis Garcia this year, 11-8. With a 3.30 ERA, a 1.17 WHIP. He struck out 167 batters and walked 50 and 155 in the 3rd innings pitched. On the other side, Dylan Cease this year, 13-7 with a 3.91 ERA, a 1.25 WHIP. He struck out 226 batters. He walked 68 and 165 and 2/3 innings pitched this season. And looking at these 2 teams, Luis Garcia has really become an ace on this staff. He's a rookie. I think he should have been in contention for Rookie of the Year in the American League. I mean, that's going to be Randy Arozarena or Wander Franco. But this is a good pitcher for Houston, and I really like him. And on the other side, Dylan Cease. He had a nice year this year. I'll give him that. I wasn't too high on him heading into the season. He was very inconsistent throughout his career. And I think this is a spot where we called it game 1. We called it game 2. Houston Astros are going to sweep this series. I called this one before the series started. I gave out a prop at plus 475. Of course, my dumbass never bet the 475 prop. But I like the Astros to win this series. I like the Astros to sweep this series. I currently have a prop or a bet on the Astros minus 125 to win the series. If you want them now, they're minus 850. And the Astros were my biggest bet to win the series of the year. I put 2.5 units down to win 2. So give me the Astros here to sweep the series. I got them first 5 at plus 100. You can now get them first 5 at plus 110. I like that price on the Astros.
Yeah, I'm all over that as well. I'm going right back to them. They're gonna get the sweep. I feel like Garcia has a slight pitching advantage over Dylan Cease, even though Dylan Cease has been one of the more consistent pitchers for the White Sox this year. He's just been consistent. There's no hit or miss games with him. You're good. You know what you're going to get out of him. You're going to get your solid 5 to 6 innings. He's going to allow 2 to 3 runs, but overall, it's going to be a good game plan from him. I think just Houston is just way better than the Chicago White Sox right now. Next year, White Sox go out and get another pitcher, another arm for the bullpen. You guys should be able to be good to really
learn how to win on the road.
Or learn how to win on the road. Once you do that, I think you're solid for a good playoff run. But for now, Houston's got your number. You're not coming back against this one. Astros finish off this week today.
Mm-hmm. Looking back at the chat here, Lane Elliott says, after yesterday, I'm off these big college spreads. We cashed on 2 big college spreads in the on Thursday and Friday with Coastal and Cincinnati, and then
never say that.
Handicap each game individually.
Yeah, don't really be like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. Not doing this anymore. Don't do that, because then you're just limiting yourself.
Yeah. Is there an interception prop with the Iowa defense? I mean, you could probably try to look for player props on the opposite team's quarterback to throw at least an interception.
Yeah.
Over. Probably over in the Stros game.
Tampa. That's what you typed it.
Stros for me.
Yeah, why not?
No problem. All right. Now we'll get into what everybody has been waiting for, what everybody wants to hear. We got some NFL football here, and we are starting it off here with a matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a battle of Florida. Buccaneers 10.5-point favorites in this game, plus 420 run back here with these Miami Dolphins. Some money has come in on these Buccaneers this morning. Are you looking at anything in this game?
I'm not. This is just not a game I want to start off with. Looking at it, if anything, it's a lean towards Miami, plus the 10. I personally didn't get to it. I think this might be a letdown spot for Tampa Bay and for Tom Brady after going into New England and this and that and the other, and it's just with the whole Brady Bowl, I think it's just a letdown spot for them because now Tampa Bay traveled from New England. They are coming back down to Florida. And I just think this is going to be a letdown spot. I know Miami is not really that good. And Tua Tagovailoa, is there any news on him?
I don't think so.
I want to know whether or not he's going to be playing today. Any injury reports? ESPN? It doesn't say anything on him. Let me check DraftKings. They always have something up for him because it kind of works that way. Of course, the first contest that the first contest that shows up for DraftKings is a League of Legends one. That's kind of funny. Quarterback. Where's Tua? You know what? Just go to the Miami. Tua Tagovailoa is IR. He's out for a while.
Yeah, he's going to be out for a while.
It's going to be Brissett. Yeah. I expect this one to be a low-scoring game. Maybe a lean towards the under in this one. I just wanted to get that confirmation about Tua before I really made any more sayings. It's a pass for me. Lean towards Miami. Lean towards the under.
Yeah, looking at this one here, I had this game handicapped at Tampa Bay minus 12.5. So I do see a couple points of value here with the Buccaneers. Granted, this is not a Buccaneers team that's been covering many spreads. I'm personally not getting to this game. Looking at against the spread here, Tampa Bay is now I'm trying to find where there we go. 1-3 against the spread this year, minus 3.2 points against the spread on average. And looking at Miami, they're 2-2, and they on average lose to the spread by 9.8 points a game. So neither of these teams have been really covering spreads here that much, and I don't see any reason to get to this game. I think the spread's a little wide. If you have to get to this game, I feel like the best spot would be for Tampa Bay first half minus 6.5 to be up a touchdown at halftime,
or the under,
or the under. Yeah, I do like this Tampa Bay offense though, so it's more of a what is going to be going on with these Miami Dolphins. I can see a team total under 17.5 for Miami in this game, if anything. But I personally did not get to this game at all.
Fair enough. We'll go ahead and move on to the next game.
Yeah, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Carolina Panthers in this one. Philadelphia coming into this game 1-3. Carolina coming into this game 3-1. And it's a 2.5 point spread now, plus 120 run back here on the Eagles. Total 46 in this game. And looking at it, I like Carolina a little bit here. I didn't bet the game, but if I had to, I'd go towards Carolina in this one. I like the way their offense has been playing recently, and their mobile quarterback in Sam Darnold. He's led the league in rushing touchdown for quarterbacks. So this would be a lean towards the Panthers in this spot. You can get them at 2.5, which just shows some money has come in on the Eagles, which really puzzles me there. And because looking at the way these two teams cover spreads, Carolina has been one of the better teams at covering spreads this year. 3-1 against the spread. On average, they beat the spread by 6.8 points. On the other side, Philadelphia is 1-3 against the spread, but they still have beat the spread by 1.2 points a game. That just shows how much they beat the spread in that Week 1 win over Atlanta. I like Carolina to get the job done here today. I didn't bet it, but if I were to, I would be on the Carolina Panthers in this spot.
Fair enough.
You want to break down the game, or?
Oh, yeah. You know what? That might be a good idea. Sorry, I was looking at some numbers off to the side. I'm on the Panthers. I bet the Panthers. I think it's just a good side for today. Yes, I know there's no Christian McCaffrey, but in Carolina and how bad the Eagles are looking, I think the Eagles get all like 3 more wins this year, and they're against the Giants. They're against the football team, and both of them were in Philly. And there was one other game I had them winning. This Eagles team is not good. Not at all. No stretch of the imagination will tell me that this team is good. Panthers, on the other hand, I know they haven't been playing that good a competition, but that's exactly what they're facing today is not a good competition. So I'm going Carolina. Take them minus 2.5. I'm fine with that. We'll go ahead. We'll grab them 2.5 and roll with it.
Absolutely. Moving on here, New Orleans Saints are at the Washington football team in this game. We get the Saints at minus 2.5 in this spot. Around a plus 125 run back here with Washington. Total 43.5 in this game. Anywhere you're looking in this game, Tim?
I believe I grabbed the Saints. No, I didn't bet it. I didn't bet this game. I thought I bet the Saints. I did not bet the Saints for whatever reason. I think I might have put them in a teaser or something. It would be a lean towards the Saints in this game. The football team has just not looked particularly good this year, and they're still on Heineke. So it's just, I don't know. I know this Saints team is really, really hit or miss. I feel like I think it's a W Winston week, but for this one, it's lean towards the Saints or nothing for me. I really got nothing really going for this one.
Yeah, looking at this game coming in, the Saints 2-2, the Washington football team 2-2. Looking at what these two teams have done against the spread this year, the Washington football team is 2-2 against the spread. On average, they lose against the spread by 5.5 points a game. And then on the other side, New Orleans 2-2 against the spread again, just the same as Washington, but they beat the spread by 5.2 points a game. And looking at this game, we get Jameis Winston, who I think is a reasonably good, decent quarterback against probably one of the most disappointing defenses this season. Who had the Washington football team giving up the fourth most yards per game and giving up the third most points per game. The only teams giving up more points are the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons defense. This is not a good Washington defense this year, and that's what led me to taking the team total over for the New Orleans Saints. Now, I think this is going to be a higher scoring game. I can see this being 27-26 type of game where New Orleans doesn't cover the spread, but they will hit the team total. I feel like this is a decent play because once New Orleans scores their 24th point, I can turn off the game and not have to worry about whether or not they win or lose the game. And I did tackle some team totals this week, and I do like the Saints here at 23 against a very overrated Washington football team defense here. So I'm on the team total over 23 for the Saints. They've looked good the first few weeks here. Offensively, they put up 21 against the Giants last week, but 28 the previous week against New Orleans, 38 in week number 1 against the Packers. So this is a spot where I'm going to go with the Saints here in a bounce back spot after they lost to the Giants last week. I feel like this is a get right spot here for the Saints.
Yeah. Figure out trying to get in a get right spot. Oh,
Panthers money line, Saints minus 2.5.
Why not?
And Georgia's big spread hit yesterday. Yeah, they did.
And speaking of teams trying to bounce back, go from one team that lost to a New York team to the other team that lost to a New York team.
Yeah, the Tennessee Titans are at the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game. 4.5 point favorites here. The Titans around plus 180 on the Jaguars. Total 48.5 in this game. And looking at this one here, we have the Titans coming in off an embarrassing performance. And I said this to Nick Parsons last week when we were doing the stream. I said the only thing that kept me off the New York Jets was Craig Trapp put it as one of the Circa picks, and I don't bet against our Circa picks. And this week, no one picked the Titans, luckily, because I hate the Titans this week. I think the Titans are probably one of the most overrated teams in football. They got absolutely blown out in week number 1 against Arizona. They won a game in overtime. I had them that game, but they won a game in overtime that they had to come back from against Seattle. They beat a Colts team that couldn't really do much on offense, and they lose to the Jets in overtime. Like, this is an embarrassing team, this Tennessee Titans team. Tennessee this year, against the spread, 2-2. They, on average, lose to the spread by 5.6 points a game. Jacksonville's 0-4 against the spread, though, so far this season. And on average, they lose by 5.8 points a game. But I'm taking a stab with them here. I had this game priced Jacksonville -2. So I see value here on the Jaguars. Oh, that's the win-loss numbers. That's not against the spread. 0-4. Click. Oh, well, this is being stupid. But no, they're 0-4 overall this season. I'm trying to get there. I think they're 1-3 against the spread. The Jaguars. I knew they weren't defeated because they did cover last week against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh,
and looking at this game now, they're at home. They had extra time to prepare for the Titans and extra time to prepare on how to stop Derrick Henry. And I'm calling a straight-up upset in this game. Jacksonville plus 185. I think they upset the Titans in this game, taking the plus 4.5 as well. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars in this spot. I'm teasing them up to 10.5 on a couple of my teasers. And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are competitive today.
That's a bold statement. No, but I'm going to agree with that. I'm on the Jaguars as well. I think it's one of the more solid plays to look at. You are getting a Tennessee Titans team that just came off a loss against the Jets, which I still believe is one of the worst teams in football. I don't think they're the worst team in football now. There's a couple defeated teams still, but I know Tennessee can probably blame it on the fact that A.J. Brown and Julio Jones were out.
Which Julio Jones is out again today.
Yeah, Julio Jones remains out, taking away one of their weapons, and I think Jacksonville does enough to cover the spread. I think it's a close enough game for them to cover the spread. I'm not going and saying I'm not going to be the one that goes and says that Jacksonville wins outright. I just think they cover the spread. 4.5. I think it's a solid spot here, especially in Jacksonville. Tennessee coming off an embarrassment game. Now, it'll either happen one of two things. Jacksonville will barely cover, or they'll barely win, or we're going to come back tomorrow and Tennessee won 35-30. So it's going to be one or the other. I'm going with it's going to be a close game. Jacksonville keeps it close, and we'll go from there. I like Jacksonville in this game.
Yeah. Also, Tennessee does give up the 7th most points per game at 27.8, which is 1 point less per game that the Jacksonville Jaguars give up. But I'm not trying to lay 4.5 or any type of points on the road with a team that gives up around 4 touchdowns a game. That's a little much. So yeah, that's another thing with this Tennessee defense. I'm not trying to lay points on the road with.
Fair enough.
Looking at the comments. Titans all day?
Nope.
I don't see it.
Nope.
Need Henry to score a touchdown for fantasy.
That's a different story.
Yeah, I think
you can't really judge your bets off of your fantasy lineup because that's just not really a good spot to look. I will say me and my brother have our fantasy football league, our family league. No money involved, so not really anything big. But I don't care. If I win that, I'm 4-0 in that league. It's kind of nice. But if I win, cool. If I not, fine. I have players that go against my bets. It happens, and for whatever reason, winning. That means my bets aren't doing too well. But no. In all honesty, it's just a spot where, hey, gotta make money, and money comes over the fantasy league. So unless you put money on the fantasy league, that's a different story. Do not bet on games based on who you have on your fantasy team. Because if that was the case, I'm betting on some weird teams today.
Yeah. And maybe some weird teams here. We have the Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings in this game. The Vikings are 10-point favorites in this game, going up against the going up against these Detroit Lions. We get a total of 49.5 in this game. Anywhere you're looking on this one?
No. I think it's a good spot for Minnesota to come and cover. They're a bad team, but they can possibly get to a 3-2 record, which in the current division that they're in, a win here would do a lot of good for them. I know that Green Bay is up at 3-1, but we'll talk about Green Bay in a little bit. I think Minnesota takes the win today. I still believe that the Lions, out of the Lions and the Jaguars, the Lions have the best shot of not winning a game this year. Yeah. And I'm a true advocate for that one. I think that they have a good shot at going 0-17. I'm taking the Vikings in this one. I think it's just a solid spot. I think they win by 14 to 21 points. Put a stomping on them and move on.
Yeah, looking at this game here, we get Minnesota, who is 1-3. That could easily be 3-1 right now. In week 1, they should have won against the Bengals. They fumbled in their own territory. No good there. Cardinals, they missed a game-winning field goal. They beat the Seahawks, and they played a close game against the Browns last week, 14-7. And we saw this last week with the Bears, because the Bears came in, they played these Lions, and after the Bears did absolutely nothing on offense in the previous week, they look good against the Lions here. This is a get-right spot here for the Minnesota Vikings in this one. Am I laying 10 points on this team? I have this game power ranked at 11.5. No. I have a better spot that I like in this one, and it's to target this Detroit defense that gives up around 30 points a game. And this is not a good Detroit Lions defense. And I think that this is a spot where the Minnesota Vikings absolutely take advantage of that. I took the team total over. It was 28.5 when I got it last night. You can now get it at 29.5. I like the Minnesota Vikings here. Their team total over 28, 29.5. Shop around. You might be able to find better lines elsewhere. But I see this as a 31-21 type of game that lands a 10-point game. So I like the Vikings here. Team total over 28.5, 29.5, wherever you can get it. I think they put up at least 30 points in today's game.
Sounds good. Philomena thinks Vikings over. Why not?
Yeah.
Stimmy says, yo, 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 good morning, fellas. Nick, look, Stimmy took the time away from Grindr to come say hi to us.
Oh, awesome. Appreciate it, Stimmy.
Wilhelmina says, Vikings may win, but don't think they cover.
I think they definitely win the game. It's just whether or not they cover.
Yeah, I chose not to bet that game, so it's whatever works. I don't have any money on it.
Fair enough. Heading into this one here, and this is a gross game. Denver Broncos, Pittsburgh Steelers, the matchup here. Broncos are a point favorite. You can get these Steelers around plus 105 now in this game. Total 39.5 in this one. I have no interest in this game. Do you have any interest in this game?
It really depends. Teddy Bridgewater is still listed as questionable for Sunday's game against the Steelers. Has cleared the concussion protocol and will start it. Oh, he cleared it. It will be Teddy Bridgewater today. I like the Denver Broncos. What?
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what we're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's good. I'll end up betting them later. After the show, but I will add them to my list now of games I'm going to bet. Denver -1. We were waiting for that news, and we got it, so that works. If it was Drew Lock, there would be no way in hell I'm doing that, and I would have bet the under easily, even at 39.5. With him in, I like the Denver Broncos in this game. Teddy Bridgewater has been really consistent this year. Denver Broncos are 3-1. Yes, their 3 wins were against bad teams in the Giants, the Jets, and the Jaguars.
They're fool's gold.
But they lost to the Ravens. But Steelers, I'm going to qualify as not a good team. I think that Denver takes care of them today. I would grab Denver -1.
Yeah, looking at this game, we have Denver 3-1, Pittsburgh 1-3. We're in Pittsburgh for this game. And, I mean, old man Ben Roethlisberger needs to hang him up. That's the plain and simple truth to this. It's kind of sad when Dwayne Haskins would probably be an upgrade over Ben Roethlisberger. And I'm not even looking at Mason Rudolph. I like Dwayne Haskins over Mason Rudolph as well. This is not a good look for the Steelers here. And now knowing that Teddy Bridgewater is playing, I think now the Denver Broncos are a little bit more in play for me. Am I touching this game? Absolutely not with a 10.5-foot pole. This is an ugly-ass game, and I want nothing to do with this one. If I had to, let's see what my power rankings said on this game. Power ranking says Denver -1. So, no, there's no value on this game for me in my eyes. So, I'm not going to be touching this game. I have no interest in betting this game, and this is a simple pass for me. This is going to be a low-scoring, garbage game that nobody's going to want to watch either.
Yeah, makes sense. But speaking of the next games, I know we're going to have a play from this one.
Yes, I do like a spot in this one. We have the Green Bay Packers at 3-1 and the 3-1 Cincinnati Bengals. Is that right? Cincinnati is 3-1. Green Bay is 2.5-point favorites in this game, around plus 130 run back here with these Bengals, total of 50.5 in this game. And looking at this one, we do have the Packers coming in off of a 27-17 win over the Steelers, a 30-28 win over the Niners, a 35-17 win over the Lions. So after their 38-3 loss in week number 1 against the Saints, Aaron Rodgers has basically said RELAX, we're going to be fine. And they've been fine in this one. Now they head on the road to the Bengals, which have looked really good. They didn't cover last week, though, against these Jaguars. But they beat the Steelers the week before 24-10. They almost beat the Bears at 20-17. They lost that game. And they won in overtime against the Vikings. So this is a Bengals team which jury's still out on them, I think, a little bit here. But I think this is your statement game for the Bengals. They're coming in at home on extended rest because they played last Thursday night. So they got extra time to prepare for this defense, or for this team, this Green Bay Packers team. Green Bay is going to be missing their best cornerback, Jair Alexander. So I think that they're going to be able to get something going on offense here. And I like the Bengals in this spot. Now, I didn't lay the 2.5. I didn't take the money line. I went team total over 24. I got it at minus 115 last night. I think the Bengals score in this game. I like this spot for the Bengals to be able to capitalize and score some points. So I have the over 24 team total for the Bengals in this game at minus 115 in this one.
Yeah, I'm all over the Bengals as well in this game. I honestly think this might be a look ahead spot for the Green Bay Packers because they get the Bears next week, which is a division rival in Chicago. That's always a back and forth type game. I think they could just be overlooking the Bengals today. Bengals have been good. It's good to see what we can get out of Joe Burrow from with Cincinnati, and I'm thinking we get a good game from them at home. This team, I don't know, the Cincinnati Bengals team, it just seems like a good spot for them. Normally, I would feel like this line should be up in the 5.5, 6.5 for the Packers. I think this line's a little fishy. I like the Cincinnati Bengals in this one. Give me them. I'll grab them plus the 2. Actually, I got them 3. I got them plus 3. And then I don't mind grabbing them on the money line. I think it's a Cincinnati spot in this game.
Yeah, Lane Elliott agrees with you here. Bengals plus 3 in the money line. Yeah, I agree on that one. I think the Bengals do win this game.
Yeah. Oh, my good.
All right. Moving on, we get a pretty gross game now. New England Patriots are at the Houston Texans in this one. Patriots 8-point favorites in this game, around 285 run back here with these Houston Texans in this game. A total of 39 in this one. What are you looking at for this game?
I don't know why you think it would be gross. I actually really like this game. I'm on the Texans. I'm on the Texans plus the points. Ultimately, I think I could be on the Texans to completely upset today. This New England Patriots team is coming off of a big game. I mean, they lost, but they're coming off a big game versus Brady and the Buccaneers, and now they go to Houston. I feel like this is kind of a this is kind of a Patriots looking over this game because they get the Cowboys. They get the Cowboys next week. Yes, 4 linemen are out. Yes, I was going to bring that up. They're out. They're without 80% of their offensive line. I just think that this game is a good spot for Houston plus the 8, and maybe even Houston on the money line. I don't hate it at plus 320. I think this could be a big letdown spot for the Patriots. Also, maybe a lean towards the under because I don't see much offense in this game, especially if the Houston Texans, the Patriots have no offensive line. So, lean toward not lean. I have a bet on the Houston Texans in this game and lean towards the under.
Yeah, looking at this one here, we do have New England at 1-3. We do have Houston at 1-3. Houston coming off of a really bad loss against the Bills. They lost 40-0 against the Bills after losing 24-9 the previous week. So back-to-back weeks. In the last 2 games, they put up a total of 9 points a game, or 9 points total. On the other side, New England coming in, losing to Tampa Bay. They lost to New Orleans. Their only win this year is against the Jets. I mean, this is a New England team. I was higher on them coming into the year, and I was dead wrong on that one. New England here, and this line's dropped a little bit. I got them team total under 24 points for today with the 4 offensive linemen out. And this is going to be a low-scoring game. I think the under is 100% in play for this game. If you're playing DFS defenses in this game, New England defense, Houston defense, I think are definitely good ways to go if you have playing defenses. And I think that this game goes way under, and I think that team total under 24 is 100% in play here for the New England Patriots. I have no faith in New England in this spot. Yeah, Mac Jones looked decent last week, but, I mean, this is a Patriots offense that's doing absolutely nothing. So I have no faith in them putting up any points. So team total under 24. It's now 23.5. I don't mind it for the New England Patriots for me here in this game.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Go back to the chat for a minute. They forced some turnovers and got into the backfield. Houston could cover. Houston could easily cover.
Houston defense for DFS.
I don't mind that. I really don't. I think it's going to be a really good game for the defenses.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you can get them at $2,300. If I was running 150 lineups today, they'd probably be on a quarter of them. I'd be overexposed to the some Houston defense today.
Why not?
But we will now move on to our 4 o'clock games. We have four 4 o'clock games. Say that 10 times fast. Las Vegas Raiders host the Chicago Bears in this one. Raiders 5.5-point favorites in this game. Bears around plus 200 run back. Total 46 in this game. Are you getting involved in this one at all?
I am. I actually grabbed the Raiders in this one as home favorites. I think it's just a solid spot for them. They are coming off of their loss last week versus the Chargers. It's fine. I'm not too hung up on it. The Bears haven't really been that good of an offensive team. Justin Fields will be starting, which only makes me like my Raiders play even more. It's a good spot for it. I think you're going to get a lot out of Darren Waller. I don't really think the Bears are going to really be able to stop him that much. And as long as you can slow down, I mean, it's not going to be difficult to slow down the Chicago Bears offense, considering they don't really have one right now. But I'm going Vegas in this one. I'm grabbing the -5.5. I think it's a solid spot. I also put him in a 7-point teaser. So I like the Vegas Raiders in this one.
Yeah, looking at this game, it would be a lean towards the Raiders for me in this one. I had this game power ranked Raiders -6. So I do see half a point of value here with Las Vegas. I personally did not get involved in this game, though. This one's a pass on my end here. We have the Raiders coming into this game 3-1, 2-2 on the side of Chicago. Raiders coming off of their first loss of the season on Monday night versus the Chargers. Bears coming in off of their their win against the Bears after getting blown out 26-6 against the Browns. And I feel like this is a spot where the Raiders should be able to control this game. And I don't have much faith in the Bears here on the road with that offense. They needed a game against the Lions to get a win. So, yeah, I'm staying off this game. It would be a lean towards the Vegas Raiders if I had to get to anything in this game, but I did not bet this one.
Yeah. Ruggs over 22.5 longest reception for a prop player.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't mind that. By the way, touchdown Jets and extra point no good.
Okay. 20-9. I'm fine with my Falcons play.
Yeah, if that can slow down the scoring, is at 29 already, and I have the under 45, so slow down just a tad. But we'll go ahead and move on with this game.
Yep, the Cleveland Browns at the Los Angeles Chargers in this one. Chargers 2-point favorites in this game, plus 115 run back here with the Brownies. Total of 47 in this game. And looking at this one, I have this game power ranked Chargers -1. So slightly in towards the Browns in this game. At 3-1, the Browns coming off of a 14-7 win over the Vikings, a 26-6 win over the Bears, a 31-21 win over the Texans after losing week 1 to the Chiefs. On the other side, the Chargers 3-1 on the season. They're coming off of a nice Monday night win against the Raiders, coming off their upset win against the Chiefs. And this is a decent Chargers team as well. I would lean towards the plus money, though, in this spot with the Browns. I see a lot of people on the Chargers this week, and I understand it. They have looked good. I think they are a team that can give the Chiefs a great run for their money there in the AFC West. But on the other side, the Browns, I love their dynamic duo with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb at running back. Baker Mayfield is really good. That defense is really strong. I think the Browns are the play on this game. I did not get around to betting it, but if I were, I would take the plus 115 money line here with the Cleveland Browns in this game.
Yeah, this is another one of those games that it's just like, I know a lot of people really like this game. A lot of people, in terms of circles, on the Chargers. I'm just not a fan. I'm just not particularly hung up on it. I think this is a I think maybe it would be a Cleveland or nothing spot here, but I'm not really too interested in this game. I didn't see much value, and I feel like this is just going to be a sloppy game back and forth. Maybe a lean towards the over, considering that the over looks like it's nothing.
47.
Okay, it's 47. I'll quickly type that in. Got it. Ha. But I just don't feel like it's a good game for me to want to bet on. I don't really see much value. I got a bunch of other plays. This is just not when I have anything in.
Wills is out today. Baker's playing with a shoulder injury. Those made me lean LAC. Yeah, this is a stay away game for me, though. I think this is going to be a very good game. It's going to be a very interesting game. It's going to be a close game, but I don't. It's not a game I need to bet on.
Nope.
Next game here, the New York Giants are at the Dallas Cowboys. This game contains our circa pick for the week, so we will skip over this game and move on. Next game, San Francisco 49ers are at the Arizona Cardinals here. -5 for the Cardinals now, plus 205 run back here with the Niners. Total 48.5 in this game. And so we're getting the last undefeated team. The Arizona Cardinals here, 4-0 on the year. They could have very well lost a couple of these games, though. They took care of business against a really good Rams team last week. They beat the Jaguars. They almost lost the Vikings in that game. And this Cardinals team looked really good this season. On the other side, we get the Niners. They lost last week 28-21 versus the Seahawks. They lost 30-28 versus the Packers. And then they had the back-to-back wins to start the year. And I see this as a Cardinals spot here. We're going to have Trey Lance starting for the Niners instead of Jimmy Garoppolo. And that was one thing that really killed us last week is I handicapped that game expecting Jimmy Garoppolo to play. And I wasn't a huge fan of Trey Lance. He's not ready to be a starter quite yet. So if I knew that Trey Lance was going to be playing half the game, I would have been on the Seahawks last week. But looking at this game here, it's a Cardinals or nothing spot for me, and I just passed on the game completely. I guess you can probably tease the Cardinals down to a +1 if you're interested in that. Take them out of Peckham. But overall, this is Cardinals or nothing for me, and I'm just going to pass on this game.
Yeah, I went after the Cardinals. I think they remain undefeated. I think this is a really good spot. I think Trey Lance is starting today, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that just makes me like my Cardinals bet even more. Especially in Arizona, I just think it's an overall solid spot for them. Again, they're undefeated. They're the last undefeated team, and I think they're one of the better teams in the league. Kyle Murray has really proved himself this year. He's been really – Kittle's out as well. That's right. Cardinals have really started to prove themselves, and I think we see a solid performance out of them. Niners on their backup quarterback and no Kittle, no. Cardinals are nothing in this game. I just think it's an overall good spot for them.
I like it. We'll move on to the final game of the night, Sunday Night Football here. The Buffalo Bills are at the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. Total 56.5 in this game. Chiefs 3-point favorites are on a +125 run back here with the Buffalo Bills. And looking at this matchup, Bills coming in 3-1. After their week 1 loss to Pittsburgh, they've looked absolutely unstoppable the last 3 weeks. 35-0, 43-21, and 40-0 versus the Texans, the Washington football team, and the Dolphins. On the other side, Kansas City, they won last week, but they never forced a punt for Philadelphia. They got a couple lucky penalties that prevented them from scoring touchdowns. They lost to the Chargers. They lost to the Ravens. And they almost lost to the Browns. This Chiefs team is not the same Chiefs that we've seen the last few years. Looking at what the Chiefs have done against the spread this year is absolutely horrible. I believe they're 1-3 against the spread so far this season. Let's see what it was. 1-3, and they on average lose against the spread by 3.5 points a game. On the other side, Buffalo, holy crap, they're 3-1 against the spread. And on average, they beat the spread by 13.6 points. So they're not only covering spreads, they're blowing spreads out. 40-0 wins, 35-0 wins. Those are going to help you beat those spreads really good. And I expect the Bills to be able to do something in this game. I got them team total over 27.5 in this one. And you're facing a Kansas City defense that gives up 31.3 points a game, second in the NFL. That gives up 437.8 yards a game. That's second most in the NFL. This is a horrible Chiefs defense, and I expect Josh Allen and this Bills offense to run all over them tonight. Give me the Bills team total over 27.5 in this one.
And no, I'm all over it. Bills should be dogs to nobody.
Yes.
I don't care that they're in Kansas City. They should be dogs to absolutely nobody. We've seen what they've done the last 3 weeks. After losing to Pittsburgh, they've been mad and they've gone off. Honestly, I have 2 plays from this one, and I just added it. I've been on Buffalo +3. I've been on that since the schedules came out. I'm like, okay, Buffalo this game. I like it. I'm going over as well. It's 56.5. Honestly, I think that this game probably hits 80. I think it's going to be one of those higher scoring games where Buffalo goes off and so do the Chiefs. Because, Buffalo's defense has been one of the best in the league, if not, I think the best in the league. I'm going to confirm this before I mention it. In terms of, come on, covers. I think they've been having one of the best defenses in the league compared to Kansas City, who has allowed the second most points per game. The only team that's worse is the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, for whatever reason, my covers won't come up. There we go. In terms of defense this year for the Buffalo Bills, number 1 in total yards, allowing only 216 per game. Passing yards, 148.8 per game, number 1. Rushing yards, 68 per game, number 4. Points per game, 11, number 1. Takeaways, 10, 11, number 1. I do think Kansas City scores on them, but I do think that Buffalo runs all over this Kansas City defense. We're going Buffalo in this game on Sunday Night Football. Let's do this.
All right. That's our complete slate here. Look at the chat. 20-9 Atlanta. Maybe the Jets will come back. It won't stay under. Jets just forced a 3 and out. And he also said Cardinals minus all day.
I'm hoping that the Jets game stays under. Let's see. According to covers, it's currently trending to 48. That's currently where it's at, but we'll see. I think it'll be a little bit of a lower scoring third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, but that's our complete slate for the NFL today. We'll have a recap here in just a second. Tim, do what you do.
Housekeeping. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description between our Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Picks and Parleys, Premium Plays, and our merch, all linked down below. Speaking of Picks and Parleys, Craig did his thing last night. If you're interested in checking out that's on Picks and Parleys. Me and Nick at 10. Higgs should be live soon. Allie at 1:30. No game time decision today. That'll be back tomorrow. And stay tuned for some free pick videos and stuff coming out later on today. Happy Sunday. Any WNBA predictions? Are they even playing today? But no, we're done with WNBA for the year. So keep that. We're done for the year with that. Recap. I'm on for baseball, Tampa Bay Rays and Houston to finish off the sweep. For football, I'm on Buffalo. I'm on Buffalo over. I'm on Vegas minus 5.5, Houston plus 8.5, Cincy plus 2.5, Jacksonville plus 4.5, Carolina minus 3, Denver minus 1, the under in the Jets game.
I'm on Jacksonville plus 4.5, and I got him at plus 185 as well for a half unit play. I'm on the Patriots team total under 24 in this game, in their game. Bengals over 24 points. Vikings over 28.5 points. Saints over 23 points. Currently, I have the Falcons minus 145 on the money line, and I have the Bills team total over 27.5.
Sounds good. Nick, go ahead and wrap it on up for today.
Yeah, that's going to just about do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we go live here on ESB, which is every single morning, 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. But that's going to just about wrap it up for this one. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here, as always, with my brother Tim, and this is another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Thank you, guys.